This episode of Boss Rush After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support our family of podcasts, head over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia or search for us on the Patreon app on your smart device. Thanks for helping us build something better.
Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. It's your boy, LeRon Dawkins, back once again in the house. And with me tonight is, unfortunately, no Stephanie tonight. She needed some time off, just family stuff going on. But Corey's back as always. What's up, dude?
Hello, LeRon. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm pretty energized. It's a good night of recording. Let's just put it that way.
It's a great night, LeRon. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, and we're having a wonderful time already with our special guest tonight. I want to give a big warm welcome to Vex Electronica. Hey, what's up?
I'm still good. We were just recording together, but I'm still good.
But please, just introduce yourself for the After Dark crowd.
Sure. Do I have to do it all after darky though? Do I have to?
It's up to you. We're not gonna hold you back.
I don't think they're gonna complain with all the things that we talk about.
My name is Vex Electronica, and welcome. I am a podcaster and YouTuber out here on the internet, and I hope you're doing well on this Thursday.
Wow, I feel like I could turn my fan on. I'm a little hot.
It is after dark, so
I'm gonna take a long cold shower after this. Man.
All right, so Vex, real quick, how long you been doing this thing?
I have been podcasting for about a year. I have been YouTubing for 2.5 months. But I've been in the general I was Twitch streaming before that. So I'd say all in all, I've been in this kind of realm for about 3-ish years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And there been any highs and lows in your time doing it yet?
I think I'm in the high right now just because with YouTubing and with kind of this new I guess wave of podcasting I've been doing over the last few months. I've met kind of the best people I have in this sphere so far, and most people have just been very open, very friendly, just very kind and loving to each other. I guess the lows would be just everything to do with Twitch. Fuck Twitch.
That sounds like a common thing, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what it is, but I think there's literally the tiniest handful, but I think 98% of the time when I see someone put Twitch streamer in their Twitter bio or something, I'm like, oh god, I can already take a wild guess that you're probably a piece of shit that I want nothing to do with.
Oh damn.
It's so in the search for guests, sometimes I will click on someone just to see if they're interesting, and everybody puts Twitch affiliate in their link, and it's like, I streamed on Twitch for not regularly at all, and I could have become a Twitch affiliate. I'm like,
it's not that high of a bar.
It's not really, but also I get that people work hard to stream and stuff. I'm not trying to say that's not an accomplishment, but that bar is not very high, in my opinion.
No, you're 100% right. And the other thing too is once you hit that Twitch affiliate, how much money are you really making, bro?
Yeah, LeRon, how much money did you make the total time you were streaming on Twitch?
I don't even think I cleared $20.
There you go.
See. And LeRon
I got
was
lucky
the one that was doing the most.
Yeah.
I hit Twitch affiliate, and I actually got really lucky in which for a few months I was generating $200 of extra income after Twitch had taken their take. But if you aren't keeping to it and you aren't keeping growing your content and stuff, it's I don't understand how people are making livings off of Twitch, in all honesty. Or
Yeah.
I should say, I don't understand how people have the expectation to be making a living off of Twitch when it's so unstable.
Yeah, I think what I was reading, and this was when Mixer was around too. So this number could have changed, but something like only 10% of streamers make a livable income.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and that seems kind of also high, that number since then, because of all the
Yeah.
changes
Honestly,
they've
you have
made.
to do a whole bunch of stuff. You do.
Yeah. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.
All right. Well, Vex, definitely welcome to the show tonight. Like we spent a whole hour and a half with you earlier, pre-recording and stuff like that. So like it's a barrel of laughs here for After Dark because like it's like we can talk about gaming stuff if we want to, but we typically just talk about just the everyday life stuff, you know, and that could run the gamut of being PG rated to all the way up to like NC-17. So you know, there you go.
We love guests on After Dark. We
Yes,
don't
we
get
do.
very many guests on After Dark. People are like,
What?
Boss Rush podcast over, I'm booking it, I'm out. Peace.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Dang. I'm sorry to hear
So
that.
I mean it's fine. LeRon
I
and
mean,
I like
yeah,
to have our alone time sometimes.
for real. Yeah.
With Stephanie in the middle.
Okay. Can I, since you guys like that alone time, you okay if I record this? Because I know the guy on guy stuff does pretty well on the side.
If you give me 10%, sure.
No, we're gonna work like Twitch, so you got to become an affiliate first, and then maybe
Oh,
I'll give you a
jeez.
cut.
Man, so
Oh,
that's
hold on. Hold on. I want to be full partner in this. What are you talking about? Affiliate's not enough. Affiliate's not enough. Not for the amount of work I have to put in.
So how does this work? Because like, no offense, LeRon, you're an attractive dude, but I'm not attracted to guys. So would that mean I would automatically have to be the bottom in this situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We
Fine.
might dress you up as your Mass Effect character in doing so, because that will get us extra clicks.
I mean, look, you do what you do what you have to do for the content. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Do it for $20. There you go.
$20. Can you throw lunch in there too?
Sure, but it's just gonna be a ham and cheese sandwich. No soda.
Fine. Oh my gosh.
Hey, you threw yourself in it.
You know, you just got to throw yourself in, see what happens. All right.
There you go.
You know?
Speaking of getting thrown in, we've got a few topics tonight. This one kind of caught my interest yesterday, but Corey, I'm going to need you to set it up. What's this whole space topic about? What's going on here?
Space. You know, just space. You know,
The final frontier.
Yeah. Yeah. So space is a big place. Obviously, it's like infinite, and I don't know. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I was watching some stuff on YouTube the other night when I couldn't fall asleep, so I just turned YouTube on randomly, and they're talking about space and us existing and us being, are we the only ones here? Are there aliens? What does alien life look like? Are we ever going to leave the solar system? Right? All these questions. And I'm a firm believer that we are not alone, although I don't think aliens look like the little gray people that they show on, like, you know, matchbox cars or pencils or pens or whatever. Like, you know, I think, I mean, I don't know what they look like. I don't know if they've ever been here. And we kind of already covered this on the alien invasion episode, but like, I don't know if they're like Men in Black body infesting aliens that just live our lives the rest of their life, right? But like, I do think that there's other life out there, whether it's intelligent or not, who knows, whatever. But it's more of that's just kind of like the jumping off point of like what do we think is out there, and not just like pictures from a really nice expensive telescope that NASA decided to send up there, right? Like
Mhm.
what's out there? Like what do you guys think is out there?
Okay,
Go
have
ahead,
you guys
Vex. Go ahead,
watched
Vex.
okay, have you guys watched Futurama?
Yeah.
Okay. What I think is out there is exactly what Fry finds out there in one episode in which you hit a brick wall.
Mm.
That's it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That'd be
Um
really funny though. If you're just like if you're just like flying this rocket and it just crashes into a brick wall and like what is this? What that'd be
You've reached the
pretty
edge of
funny.
the universe.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's definitely intelligent life out there, right? The things that came together to make life on this planet have been found to exist on other planets, even outside of our solar
Mhm.
system. So it would be unreasonable to think that there isn't other life out there.
Mhm.
I don't know about your definition of intelligent life, but my definition of intelligent life is literally anything that is a multi-celled organism. So, we did find proof that there are other multi-celled organisms out there. Remember that bacteria they found on a rock,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
20 years ago, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, they also found stuff on like like the equivalent of plant the beginnings of plant life on Titan also at some point I think, which
there
is
you
one of
go. So,
the
Yeah.
it's totally reasonable it's out there. Are they here? I don't know if you covered this on your alien invasion episode, so I'm sorry.
I don't
But they
remember either to be
probably
honest.
were already here.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely already here.
Mm. Are
Yeah.
we
I've
are
always okay, good.
Oh, I was gonna ask, are we those people who believe that they built like the pyramids and all these other crazy things that nobody else can really explain for the time, or like move the Easter
Yes.
Island heads and lines and stuff?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I can buy the pyramid thing just a little bit for one reason only. Actually, two reasons. Um, first of all, the
You don't
way
think
it's
we're?
built with
I was gonna say you don't think we're smart enough to do that?
I don't think we had the
Oh, I don't think
tools.
I feel like humans in this day and age probably not so much. but
yeah.
but back
I mean,
then,
but
like when it was like a will to survive and stuff like that, that's what I feel.
maybe a bit smarter, but to build that kind of stuff, and it's also how it aligns perfectly with some of the constellations up there. And it's not
Mhm.
only just the pyramids that do it, but it's what is it? The Aztec pyramids do it as
Mhm.
well. There what
There's something
there's
weird
one
with
more I think in like
Stonehenge
the Middle
too.
East. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it feels like a coincidence that so many things from like too good of a coincidence that so many things built so many years ago in very different parts of the world all happen to align so perfectly. There is not maybe someone puppeteering all these people just a little bit.
Mhm. Plus, like all the I forget what they're called, but all the like the shapes and like the people that were like carved and stuff into the sides of mountains that only you could see from the sky, and that stuff's kind of like oh, first of all, that takes an incredible amount of engineering and math
Mhm.
and planning. Which I'm not saying that that people back then weren't smart enough to do that, but like you got to think about okay, the math that's involved, the engineering, the tools, the amount of people that were required to do that kind of work, the strength, the sheer strength to move stuff.
And then
I
like
mean,
how do
even
you
if you're
even know it looks right at the end?
yeah, or like even with the pyramids, like okay, so not they have to be strong, but even the primitive tools they were using, like okay, so they cut trees down and rolled them across. You're telling me they like rolled them hundreds of miles to like build pyramids, you know?
Mhm.
That's all. I
Mhm.
Hmm.
mean, even if you're talking about enslaving people and having thousands of people do that, that's still like I mean, it would have taken like maybe a hundred of years to build these pyramids. I don't know, man. And I know that they took a while to build. I'm not saying that it's not like they were built overnight, but like, man, just some of this stuff is like seriously unbelievable. You know?
Yeah. Agreed. Did you guys see that they're like even for some of the pyramids, like they don't think that they're tombs anymore. They think that they're used for something else, and that even they're starting. I guess they suspect that there's actually tunnels underneath all the major pyramids that all connect to each other, and they don't
Mhm.
exactly know why.
Yeah.
So that kind of
Yeah, I'd heard
planning
about
is
that.
right. That kind of planning seems pretty intense. Even honestly, just calling them giant tombs was pretty intense in the first place. So
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched the show on Netflix called Ancient Apocalypse.
I've heard of it, but no, I have not watched it.
It has a lot of these theories in it, but like it's not based around like aliens, but it's based around like why aren't we talking about, these pyramids that we see? Like there are pyramids in Peru that are structured like the ancient Mayan pyramids and Inca, like the Inca stuff too. And it's like they're almost identical. Why aren't we talking about this? Or like there's this one patch of like rock that's very clearly a road, and it just kind of the ocean over time just kind of washed over it. But if you look from the sky and you look at how these blocks are placed and you look at how these stones are fit together and cut and carved, like this was clearly some sort of road or structure, and everybody just says it's a natural rock formation, and it very clearly is not,
See, I don't
you know?
see. That's something I don't believe. Like natural rock formation. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's just some of the
Nature
stuff.
doesn't build
So
in straight lines. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. This some of this stuff is just really, really out there. And I wonder if we're ever gonna get to that point where we become the aliens that visit other planets to like help them grow as a civilization. Like what if you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like what if there's like a
it's 2023. Have you seen us?
yeah, I know. Don't I know. Uh
If
yeah,
anything,
no.
this is the dip, and then we'll come back up. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, we've got people that would rather believe anti-news than the actual news. It like
I know.
and I I know there's a saying, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, but god damn, you're not even following those rules, and you're expecting us to get somewhere, as a society.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, society is I don't know. And that was actually going to be my original topic tonight, was like how politics and news have seemingly divided everybody when it seemed to not used to do that as much. And maybe it's just social media and stuff, but we can say that for another topic, because that's going to be a big topic. But uh space and aliens and all that stuff's always super interesting, and I was just wondering where you guys were at on that.
I
Yeah.
don't follow the whole space thing as much as I used to.
Hmm.
But I definitely find it interesting. Yeah, there's definitely intelligent life out there. I think it's been here before. It's definitely helped us in some way or form. Maybe they're still here, You know how like what is it? The Godzilla universe, how there's the
Mm,
what do they call it? The terraform world like
yeah,
under the crust. Maybe they're just all chilling in there waiting for us to literally eat ourselves alive because of news and politics.
great, can't wait.
There you go.
Hmm,
Or
hmm.
the lizard people that control us all. There's that too.
Yeah, those lizard people, man, I tell you, my lizard person's name is Fred, so he's nice. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, you
Not
guys, you
scary at
guys
all.
know me. You guys know me, like I'm into sci-fi and all that stuff. I believe there's other intelligent life out there in the universe and stuff like that. Like I'm just trying to figure. My thing right now is I'm just trying to figure out, are they currently visiting us or whatnot, and seeing, like we're just a massive shit show as a culture, or are they busy doing their own thing, and like can't be pressed of us because like we haven't gotten to a certain level of evolution ourselves to where we feel worthy of not being part of the intergalactic community.
I
I
mean
watch
now
too much
you
Star Trek.
I was gonna go I was gonna go Mass Effect for a minute, but are we gonna have a intergalactic council member that we have to fight for? Who are you choosing?
Well, Well, see, the thing about Mass Effect though is like like we had to find a technology to get to them. So and
Yeah.
and of course we fucked that up immediately because like the first race we ran across, he decided to have a war with them.
Do you think there are things like that though for fast space travel though? Like not necessarily a mass relay, but something that like increases the I don't know.
Well, the theories are out there that you can travel like like up to the speed of light, if not faster, and stuff like that. So I'm pretty. So there's probably devices and stuff. Probably, like this is just me being like like the nerdy brain right now. There's probably ways of doing that because like space is vast, and like we're gonna like to I think they said to get to like remember the whole Alpha Centauri thing, which is supposed to be like it's supposed to be another planet that's able to sustain our own life, but it would take us like X amount of years to get there. And by
Mhm.
X amount of years, I mean like decades worth of years and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
there's
it would be a generational thing where like,
yeah.
a group of people would have to die for us to get there, right? So, and teach whoever is born into that ship to like, or they develop some sort of cryogen and that would also be weird and whatever. You wake up, it's now the year 2147 and we're
Man,
here.
can you imagine trying to get reacclimated to like living on a planet when you've been in space that long?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Nope. Spaceman though. Let me tell you, everybody would come out all stretched out and brittle bones and eating toothpaste or whatever
Stretched
they want to
out.
call it. Don't you like since the lack of the lack of gravity like if you're like that's why astronauts can't stay in space for so long because their body starts like deforming because of the lack of gravity. It's and
Okay,
that's
I don't know
why
about the
like
stretching out part, but I know you lose like muscle mass, and some
yeah,
people like
your
Yeah, you
lose
body's
bone
stretched
atrophy.
out.
density.
No, see
Yeah,
your bones will detach and then just start floating away in space.
I've not heard that.
It
I've
no,
not heard that either. I
I'm that part was a joke, but I'm just saying like things happen to your body. Uh
Okay, like you get stretched out.
yeah,
Clearly.
yeah,
Stretched out.
yeah, you grow like 2 or 3 inches.
Get your brain out of the gutter, dude.
Mm. Hey man,
Stretched out.
I'm just here to party with the aliens. You know, it's holes 3.0, alien holes, alien wars, like Contra.
We haven't even. Wow. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Not tonight.
I know, it's fine. We'll go there someday. It's like a tease. It's like a Marvel movie teaser for the next movie that will be out in 4 years and recast.
Mm, mm.
Oh man, good times. Am I right? What's even going on in the Marvel stuff right now? Anyway, I have no idea.
I really don't know, and I'm finally starting to feel that I'm getting marveled out.
Yeah, I don't. I
Now
don't.
you're getting marveled out?
So
Yeah.
okay, She-Hulk was pretty bad, but it's so hard to like look at She-Hulk and Miss Marvel and then something like Wakanda Forever. I'm just saying those because those are the last three that I watched. Are all in the same universe. I don't
Hmm.
understand. I don't get it.
Well, that's
I
how the
just
comic book universe is.
I know, but I don't get it. I just it I feel like that first set of films fit together. The only weird one was like Guardians of the Galaxy, but there was a story reason because they're in space, you know? Like
Hmm.
everything else just kind of fit together except for maybe Thor. But like, you know what I mean? Like everything just felt grounded and now it's just like, oh, we're over here with some uh you know She-Hulk with bad CG, and then we got Wakanda Forever, which has mediocre CG, and then we got everything just feels like a CG fuckfest now, and a non-cohesive one.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just kind of like Marvel is just making content for the sake of making content because they hit gold
Mm,
originally, and now
mhm,
Yeah.
Endgame is done, and they
mhm,
killed off or let go of the characters that were driving this all forward, and now they didn't have a solid plan, for after Endgame. So it's just all up in the wind, and they're just kind of like throwing whatever sticks, hopefully.
Yeah.
But Kevin Feige and Bob Iger, they came out pretty recently stating that they're going to be slowing down the roll of Marvel content that comes out now.
Hmm.
Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Disney's been hemorrhaging money. Like they can't
Yeah.
sustain this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
I
going
mean,
to start slowing down their release. They've pushed a bunch of things back as well, presumably to do reshoots and also to try and boost the numbers. Because was it Miss Marvel was originally supposed to come out in July, but it was
mhm.
going to be coming out right around the same time as with Mission Impossible 7 and Oppenheimer. There we go. So there's going to be no office
I'm
success there.
going. Yeah, I want to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I'm going to go see Oppenheimer as well, right? Even Mission Impossible 7. I'm sad I did not see 6 on
Oh
the big
yeah,
screen, so I will go see
yeah,
7,
yeah.
right?
I guess. Yeah, I'm planning on seeing it in my 7 too. Yep.
Yeah, so it's they can't compete anymore. And Ant-Man 3 was, did you guys check out Ant-Man 3 at all?
Not yet.
I've not yet seen it,
Mm-mm.
Okay,
and I'm kind
CGI
of
mess.
scared.
That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared because the two Ant-Man movies are like my favorites from like the MCU,
That first
and
one
like I'm
was
just
Really?
really good. That first one was
I
really
yeah.
good.
See, I like the I'm one of those people like I enjoy the Marvel. I enjoy the Marvel stuff, the MCU stuff, particularly when it's not directly plugged right straight into like the overall
Okay.
storyline.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mhm.
got
like
you.
I enjoy it because it feels like a vacation at that point.
Mhm.
Mhm. It's just a fun movie. Yeah, that's true because the first Ant-Man didn't really do anything, and they used the second Ant-Man to set up the whole multi-universe and quantum realm thing.
Yeah,
But even
yeah,
then, it didn't tie in very strongly, and then they just kind of threw Ant-Man into Civil War and then Endgame, right? Just to keep it
yeah,
cohesive. But okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think
yeah.
they should have built a whole Marvel universe. I would have been fine with all of them just standing alone, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Disney overseers kind of bit off more than they could chew with that one.
Make
I
more
wouldn't even say
X-Men
that.
movies.
It's yeah, they just they were too ambitious and they didn't realize that hey, it's got to come to an end. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys think that Marvel would have been fine if like it ended at Endgame, or even like with because like most of Phase 4, what was left like after Endgame was just
Mhm.
wrapping everything up. Do you think before we started like rolling into the multiverse saga and stuff like that, it would have been a good place to end?
Yeah, I think Endgame, here's the thing though, is like I think Endgame was a great place to kind of like wrap things up, right? I I dislike more than I have liked from the current Marvel stuff, but I still think
Mhm.
like for me, I think WandaVision was pretty good. I really enjoyed WandaVision. I really liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Um
Yeah,
but that's because I really like whatever the groundedness of whatever, right? Like not that any of this shit is grounded, but like Winter Soldier, right, is my favorite Marvel movie.
that's my
And
favorite Marvel movie as well.
yeah, same.
yeah. And I really like the continuation of that storyline. And I think almost think if you just like continued these storylines separately without having to try to tie everything together all the time,
Yeah.
it may have worked better, right? Like I didn't like I don't like Loki. I didn't like that series at all.
I
And
didn't bother
I'm
with any
still
of the Marvel TV shows, to be honest.
yeah.
It felt like a waste of my time.
Yeah, I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier because it felt like a natural progression of the Captain America storyline, right? I actually really liked Miss Marvel a lot, but then they churned out something like She-Hulk, which was very bad. And so
I was doing fine with She-Hulk until the last 20 minutes of the final episode. I was
oh
doing
what?
fine with it.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad. It was so just
And the sad part is like, like I feel like I missed the punchline because like everybody who reads the She-Hulk comic books are like this was spot on like She-Hulk. And I was like, if you say so, because like the only time I even know anything about She-Hulk when I'm reading the comics is when like it's the big crossover events. And I never see that goofiness when it's the big crossover events.
yeah. I just feel like maybe they could have continued these storylines separately, because that was what was so good about like phase 1 and 2, right? Where like, yeah, the Avengers movies, they brought them all together, but it kind of felt like they stayed in their lanes in terms of like, okay, well, the Iron Man movies are the Iron Man series, where
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Avengers kind of, Iron Man 3 is clearly a sequel to the Avengers, but also a sequel to Iron Man. Whereas like
You
you
could
look at
watch Iron Man 2, skip
Mhm,
Avengers, and still figure out 3, whereas
right,
I
right.
think it was, like,
Or
around Civil War, it's
yeah.
just, like, now you have to be able to watch every movie, otherwise you won't get
Mhm.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like, you could like I feel like in phase 1 and 2 you could pick your favorite character and just watch, like you said, like watch those movies, but then use the Avengers and to be like, hey, this is just another movie in that series where like, you don't have to watch Captain America and Thor to get a lot out of the Avengers either, right? And
Mhm.
I I liked that, and now I just feel like there's so much that you have to keep up with, and everything is tied to something different, and it's kind of annoying. And I actually think that's why I kind of liked No Way Home more than I thought I was going to, is because like, okay, well, this is a fun multiverse movie. It doesn't really tie into anything else, right? Like, I mean, obviously it ties into the movies that maybe you remember when you were a kid or whatever, and that was like the spark, the magic of that movie. But like, I feel like applying that to the whole universe might have been a mistake, you
I
Mhm.
know?
think No Way Home was actually a bad movie.
Oh, really?
That might be a
I,
hot take. That might
I
be
mean,
a hot take, but
I'm not a big Spider-Man person, and I actually
mhm.
don't really care for the other two Spider-Man movies, to be honest. I did like Michael Keaton as Vulture, but
Yeah.
I like Michael Keaton as a
Oh,
person.
I was just saying, like, outside of the characters, like, in terms of just storytelling and just a movie, it's a
Mhm.
bad movie.
Oh yeah,
If
I
you
don't
take
think.
out
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I can see
Oh, no,
that.
no, you're
Yeah,
good.
I
Go
can see
ahead, go
that.
ahead.
I was gonna say like I didn't really care about the story really either, and to be honest, not like, if I really think about it, I don't think the story was very good really, but like seeing the
Mhm.
characters, all the Spider-Men interact with each other was fun, and seeing all those villains again was fun. And I think that was really the major appeal of that movie, was just to see, especially like Toby and Andrew right back as
Mhm.
those characters, and uh them interact and kind of solve a lot of the problems that were introduced with those original movies too, like obviously the big
Mhm.
Andrew Garfield saving Zendaya, I don't even remember any of their names, uh scene was like a callback, right? And that kind of, I don't know, there was some neat moments, but overall not.
Not a very good movie. Yeah. It was nostalgia bait. That's all it
Hmm.
was,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
right?
was. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I think that like Marvel would have done a lot better if, like you said, they just explored those storylines. And if they really wanted the Thanos thing to happen, they could have dragged it out longer by exploring those other storylines. Their mistake is that they wanted to. I get that they still took their time building it, but then you didn't have a plan after that happened, and you used basically, like, from my understanding, the biggest villain in the Marvel universe to pull this story all together, and now you have nothing to go on. So if they
That's
had
the
just
thing
dragged
too.
right, if they dragged it out
Yeah.
a bit longer and just explored all these alternate storylines,
Hmm.
If
again,
they
they'd be
want to
doing a
if they
lot
want to
better.
make it yeah, if they want to make it like this big ass universe and stuff like that, Thanos is not the first villain, the first major villain you should have brought in. Like I honestly feel like they kind of like 'cause right now, like King the Conqueror is a thing, right? I feel like he should have been like the first ones to get started, in my opinion.
Build up to
Uh,
Thanos.
Well,
yeah, because
were they
Thanos
allowed
because
to use
Thanos was a huh?
were they allowed to use Kang before the Fox acquisition? I don't know who belongs to what universe, right? But like, before they bought
Well,
Fox, were they allowed to use Kang? Because
none
isn't
that
he
none of that
technically
shit
a
makes sense. None of that shit makes sense to me anyway. Because like I mean, like you can't make a standalone Hulk movie anymore. You can't make a standalone. Who's the other one? You can't make a standalone movie. You can't do Daredevil right now. Not in a certain incarnation. And stuff like that. So I was like, what the hell?
Mhm.
yeah, because I think Universal actually still owns the Hulk proper, right?
Yeah, like, and like they had to like basically give some over the sweater action to Sony for Spider-Man.
Over the sweater. I would have said down the pants and some knee pads were involved, but
Pretty
that's
much, yeah.
yeah.
But see, like knowing that those properties are with other studios, again, there's another. Just explore the ones that you have. Like
Mhm.
how many characters did Disney have aside from Iron Man and Captain America that they could have used and Thor? So many, I'm sure. They shot themselves in the
Mhm.
foot. There you
Yeah,
go.
I don't know. I've always thought
well,
Thor's universe was always boring. Like even as a comic book reader, I was like, I can't get into Thor.
yeah,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
I mean, I also think a lot of those characters that they could have potentially used were tied to the X-Men, which were still part of the Fox. I think that's why
Mm.
they couldn't use Kang first, to be honest with you, Laurent, because I think Kang is technically a mutant villain, and he's on that list.
No, he's a Fantastic Four villain.
Well,
And that's Fox.
either way, still Fox,
As a
right?
matter of fact, yeah, yeah,
So, right, because technically Kang is like what the descendant of Reed Richards, technically, right?
Reed Richards, yeah.
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 So,
Which yeah. I guess you're in that respect, yeah, but again, still, I'm sure this whole Disney buying Fox thing was in the works for years, so you kind of had a heads up. So again, just drag it out.
yeah,
Do something else.
Hmm.
Wait till you get the property.
yeah. Man, X-Men. I love the X-Men movies. I know they're bad. I know they're all bad, but God, I love those movies.
They're
You
fun.
you must love the X-Men movies the same way I love the Resident Evil movies, not
Yes.
including Welcome to Raccoon City because
Yes.
Welcome to Raccoon
And
City was
and
trash.
I realize Hugh Jackman is like 6'5" and doesn't look anything like Wolverine aside from like his haircut, but
Nobody even thought about that. That's the crazy part.
yeah, I don't care. He's now Wolverine to me. Like, okay, yeah, the animated series, sure, but man, and Patrick Stewart's always going to be fucking Professor X. It's going to be,
Hmm.
ah, man,
I
I love
love
it
I
all.
love how Hugh Jackman always tries to run away from the X-Men movies and he always comes back.
I know. Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm so excited for Deadpool 3. And I fucking love the Deadpool movies too. I'm that guy. I'm that person. I know people think that, those movies are bad now, but I don't care. I love them.
I don't
I didn't really like the second Deadpool movie that much.
The edited version is actually much better. The PG-13 version of
really.
that movie is actually way better.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I
How
highly
does
recommend.
one go about finding that version
It's
of the
Yeah.
on
movie?
it's on Disney Plus.
No.
Oh, okay. There you go.
They're both on Disney Plus, but you can watch the edited version on Disney Plus as well. You go into the Deadpool
Also,
2,
Disney is allowing R-rated content
yeah,
on their network.
Deadpool and Logan are both on Disney Plus now. Um, so yeah, you go into the Deadpool movie, and then I think it asks you which version you want to watch, or like they're grouped together or something. I'm not 100% sure,
Interesting.
but yeah,
Gotcha.
it's funny because there's actually extra content in there that explains why the bad content isn't in it, and it's really funny. Like it sounds like it wouldn't be funny and just kind of like an awful way to get around it, but it's actually makes it funnier. So
Okay. Okay.
recommended. There's also a bunch of Christmas jokes too in there because it came out at Christmas time.
Hmm.
So, you know, uh,
All right, so I'll pose the question to you guys. Do we want to do a real fast topic or do we want to just go ahead and take it home?
I don't care. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, you pick.
Yeah, Leron, you're the one
Well,
that wants to go to bed.
I think we can make this one
Great. Let's
really
make it
fast
fast.
because I need to ask the question. What is the hang up about cursing and the mighty F word? What is the deal about that? Because I swear I'm a veteran of the United States military. Technically, I did 6 years in the Navy, so I can curse like a sailor and stuff like that. And sometimes words come out of my mouth, and I can hear people clutch their fucking pearls, and I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? It's just a word.
Mhm.
It's just a word."
Yeah, I don't know. My daughter was playing on her tablet. My wife told me the story last night. Like while she was during bedtime, we give her like a timer where she can play on the tablet for a couple minutes, and she's become really obsessed with this game on the tablet. It's some sort of cat game where you like pass. I don't know what you do. You pass milk to the cats for them to have kittens or whatever. I don't really know. I don't fucking know. But like she fucked
Now
up.
your daughter's gonna be thinking that cats get kittens by giving them milk.
Yeah, well, that's not the first lie anybody's ever said to a child. So wait till she really finds out. And you get those
But
terrible images
anyway,
of anyways, and like she was playing it and she fucked up and she was like and she's like, damn it, like under her breath, like in the correct context. And she's 4, by the way.
ah,
So and my wife's like
ah.
and my wife was sitting right there. She's like, "What'd you say?" And she repeated herself, and my wife was trying to explain to her, like, "You shouldn't say those words, like, it's they're naughty words, they're bad words, and you can't say them at school or you can't say them around adults because they're bad words." And I was like, I don't know, it's kind of funny actually, but like also I understand from a parenting standpoint, but then I'm like, they're just fucking words, you know?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
in all
they're gonna
seriousness, I'd rather kids use them in the right context.
yeah, and she
if they're
used
gonna
it
if,
in the
if
right
they're gonna use
context.
swear words, they're gonna use them in the right context. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't have kids yet. I don't have kids yet, but like I think the F bomb would probably just be a hard word that I would probably be like, hey, like you only get like one or two of those, like a year,
Mhm.
in my house.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
but it's in our vocabulary, so I don't understand what the big hang up is, and I don't know. Like I don't think any. I'm not the most religious person, but I don't think anyone's going to hell for using words that are part of our language.
you might, you don't know.
I mean, what's the origin for some of these words? Why don't we go there? Because there's probably a
Oh,
reason in that
do we want
respect
to do
why.
we
LeRon, look up
do
the
we want to
origin of
start
the
with?
word "fuck."
Okay, I was about to say, do we want to start with the big one?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the best one.
Well, that's the
Okay,
one
let's
that
see.
matters the most, to be honest, because that's the one, no matter what, everyone categorizes as the worst word. So,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So the Oxford Dictionary states that the ultimate etymology of this word is uncertain, but the word is probably cognate with a number of Germanic words. Okay, so early 16th century is like I guess the first like instance of this word being passed around of Germanic origin compared to Sweden dialect, which is they got Folka, Focka, and the
mhm.
Dutch dialect of Fokelen,
Mm,
Fokkelen, and possibly Indo-European. Okay, but we need to know like, okay, so the word itself, of course, like is a verb in third person present is fucks and fucked. The past partial fucked as well. Present participle fucking. Okay. To have sex with someone or two people having sex. To
just
ruin
2?
or damage something. To treat
Okay,
someone badly or unfairly.
hold on, hold on. So we have
Uh-huh.
just like the I guess the verbal origin, but what's the
Yeah.
backing behind where it, how do I say this?
That's that's the
Like,
problem. Like there. Uh-huh.
you know how like there's words that it's like you don't say like hell or whatever because like it's
Yeah.
it's linked to like the actual hell and the devil, right? So it's
Mhm.
considered a curse word. Does the word fuck have some sort of origin like that and that's why it's considered a curse word?
Mm.
As far as I can tell, let's see. As far as I can tell, let's see. Let me go to the actual etymology website. Let me see.
It's also like
Uh,
like who decided that the middle finger was also something, who was the first person that got really
yeah.
angry and just was like,
That's what I mean. There's probably maybe like pictures
"Yeah."
of devils in an old Bible just doing this
Mm,
over a dead body or something. Who knows?
yeah, like what like mm. The middle finger one always got me too. I'm just like, it's a finger." Also, like
I
Mr.
can
Rogers flicked everybody off in his song about fingers.
I
Also,
can
nice.
understand why some parents say like you shouldn't say those words, right? Cuz the way cuz I work in education. So the way I look at it is by introducing those kind of words at a younger age, even though it is a word that is part of our vocabulary and whatnot, those
Mhm.
words are not used just like fuck is not just used to describe sex. It's used to describe a bunch of things. Shit isn't
Yeah.
just used to describe just poop. It's used for a variety of things. So,
Hmm.
by introducing it at such a younger age where they're still learning, it becomes a staple for replacing other words that they normally would use in like speech or text or writing.
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
in a way, it limits the educational value of learning language.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so on the entomology website, in
Mhm.
entomology, yeah. It says fuck was outlawed in print in England by the Obscene Publications Act in 1857, and the U.S. by the Comstock Act in 1873. The word did continue to be used in common speech, particularly during World War One. It got an uptick during the First World War.
Mm.
Why was it banned
Uh,
originally though in the 1850s?
it doesn't say why. Just the Obscene Publications Act. They probably just didn't want the word being seen in books.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay, this is
print in
something I'd
England.
like
Yeah,
to dig further into now in my spare time because there must be
Mhm.
some substantial reason why that is a curse word.
the legal barriers against the use in print broke down in the mid 20th century with the Ulysses decision 19. Okay, that doesn't really. Well, yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't know. Like honestly, I think it's just because like our culture and our society is just so puritanical in its raw form and stuff like that. Like someone's always out there to ruin someone else's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
No
Yeah, so
fun.
that's I think though on like when we're talking about like because we had brought up YouTube earlier, right? And how it still flags you even though they reversed that whole 7-second rule when you have swear words in a certain time frame of your video, like it still flags you. I think if you're already marking your content as not for children, I feel like that should be fair game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cause I mark even though like some of my content is totally family friendly or child friendly, but I still mark it as not safe for children because there could be one just little word that isn't a swear word that maybe is flagged by the system as inappropriate, right? So,
Yeah.
but if you're marking it as not safe for children, I don't, or if you're playing like footage from a game or a clip from a TV show, you shouldn't get flagged for that either. I think it's ridiculous in that respect.
Yeah, I agree with
Okay,
you.
check this out. I just found something like a philosophy major wrote this in a forum conversation about it. The
Okay.
word "fuck" is bad because it's a vulgar, direct reference to a base procreative function, which, along with the functions of elimination, must be referred to euphemistically in polite society with terms like sexual intercourse, have sex, make love, sleep with, and so on and so forth. It's a very old tradition of the English language that preferring Latinate substitutes for the older Germanic words is the mark of an educated, spiritually elevated, and otherwise cultivated person.
Mm.
Hence,
Which is what I
we
said.
genteel, hence we genteel folk also prefer feces to shit and vomit to puke. Wait. So puke is offensive?
I didn't know that either,
I've
actually.
been living my whole life with these words. I did not know that puke is more offensive to say than vomit. Because I feel like I don't know, like maybe I'm lazy. Like I'd rather not stretch a whole bunch of syllables just to say the same damn thing.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's all these words are really like blunt. Maybe that's why puke is worse than vomit.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. But no, okay, that makes sense. So it's a reference to sex, and sex is usually considered something extremely private or not talked about up until the last century, we'll say. So in
Hmm.
that respect, then yeah, it kind of makes sense why they wouldn't want people saying it. But now we
Yeah.
use it as a sub for everything.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's lost
Or
its
like when
meaning
my
altogether.
yeah, I like using the word fuck, but I also like using the word unfuck.
Wow.
You can't unfuck that explanation right there.
No. Can't unfuck this episode either.
Fuck this episode. We're out.
Right.
All right, well,
Oh,
everyone, that's going to do it for us tonight for this edition of Boss Rush After Dark. Thanks, Vex, for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure. Please come back. Please come back. We're always looking for guests on Boss Rush After Dark, and we don't care if you're a first timer, a two timer, or that didn't sound right.
no.
You kind of know what I
uh
mean.
I would be happy to be back for After Dark. Just give me a date and a time and I can try and be there.
All right, cool.
Great.
And since you have the mic, go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you at if you want them to reach out and touch you. That is.
Whoa.
I'm married.
Is this after dark? Okay.
Only one
It's
person
not
has
that type
touched
of
me.
marriage. It's not
Yeah,
that type of
no,
marriage.
not
I
that type of
understand.
marriage. I have self-respect, unlike a lot of other modern women.
Oh boy.
Uh,
That is the truest of
you can
statements.
find me on Twitter at Vex Electronica. You can also find me on YouTube at Vex_Electronica, where I make primarily gaming related content there. You can find me on a variety of podcasts too, all of which I usually post on my Twitter anyways. And starting March 27th, you will be able to find me on my gaming news podcast, which will be on, Spotify, Apple, Google, called The Split Screen. And thank you again for having me, guys.
All right. Yes. Thank you. All right. Check the show notes because, like, in the descriptions, either on the YouTube side or on the Anchor podcast side, you'll see all the information you need to find myself, Stephanie, Corey. Also, thank you to all of our patrons out there. Like, we love you guys, and we will continue to do this as long as you guys continue to love us. Did I miss anything, Corey?
You didn't plug your OnlyFans page, LeRon.
Only arms.
I don't have no.
It's not what your alt account said. At 1 o'clock in the morning the other day.
Just go to youtube.com/xs803 and listen to episode 112 of Crossroads. You'll learn. All right, everyone. That's gonna do it for us tonight. Please come back again, join us for another all new episode of Boss Rush After Dark. And just remember, this is the alternative podcast show where we talk about the stuff that's not always content approved for the other anchor shows of the network. I don't know why I just got tongue-tied there. But we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.